Right. A lot of people see the reason why. Let me start off by saying this. The reason why I'm telling people to start off with land, it's a few reasons why. The reason why is banks do not finance land. They actually do
Oh,
not finance land. If a bank finance the land, they're only going to give you half the money, and you have to have great credit. So this leaves landowners in a dilemma. How do they get rid of this land if the bank won't finance it to nobody? They have to sell it cash or owner finance it to people,
oh,
which
okay.
leaves another dilemma. A lot of people not walking around with one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, $20,000. They're not walking around with that type of money.
Right,
The average person cannot even afford a $400 emergency.
right.
So land, people don't realize landowners will allow you to take control of the land or own the land for as little as 100, 2, 3, 4, $500. They don't care. The reason why is it's land. Land is the one thing you cannot pick up and move.
Right. No. Right.
Anything else on this planet, the trees that grow directly out the land, the minerals, the gold, the dirt, anything else on this whole planet, the house, you can pick it up and move it.
Right.
Land is the one, even water, you could empty the whole ocean, well, not an ocean, but you could empty a whole lake, pond, whatever, something like that, and move it to somewhere else. You could suck all the water out, put it in some big trucks, tankers, water tankers, and move the water somewhere else. Land is the one thing, ain't nobody worried about you stealing it. The only way you could steal it is on paper.
Right.
Okay, so
Very
this is
true.
the confidence you need to have when you are talking to people and explaining to people, hey, it's impossible for me to steal this land physically. Okay,
Right.
and it's gonna be impossible for me to steal it on paper because we're gonna do everything through a lawyer, through an attorney, through a closing company. Because that be the only thing on people's mind, is this person going to steal, trying to steal my property? No, we're going to a licensed attorney. We can use your attorney, your lawyer, your closing company of your choice.
Mm.
Okay, so once you get this through your brain, that it's kind of like you used to do hair, right?
Yeah.
If you having a slow week or month, and somebody come to you, hey girl, I know you charge $100 to do this, but I got $10 right now, and I if you could do my hair, um, just do a little bit of my hair today, and do a little, because I know it's gonna take you about a week to braid my hair. So if I give you $10 now, you braid my hair for about an hour, and then tomorrow I give you another $10 because I'm a waitress. I work on tips. I give you another $10. So every day you come, every day I come for you to do my hair, I give you $10. You ain't got no money. I'm talking about zero. Or you just getting started. You trying to get clients, whatever. Would you take
Yeah.
that deal or no? You have nothing to lose.
No. Exactly. I would take that deal. Hmm.
You have not. So landowners are in a position, they have nothing to lose. When you're in a position you have nothing to lose, but
Hmm.
you need to go ahead and sell what you got. In your case, I was
Right.
using the example, you selling your service. With
Right.
land people, I'm using the example, they selling their land. Okay, when you realize, anybody who's ever had a business, anybody who's ever tried to do anything, has extended credit to somebody. I don't care if your cousin wanted to buy that car and you didn't have no money, and here they come, they raggedy, they ain't got no money, and here they come, hey sis, I want to buy that car from you, but I ain't got no money. I got $300 in my pocket. I know it's a good car. I know you want 3,000, but shit, I messed up. You messed up too, but I give these 300. That car gonna take me to work. You going and then they might tell you, well, you ain't gotta put me on the title. You ain't gotta transfer the title to me or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I'll keep insurance on it and everything like that. You know, if you're in a situation where you have to sell this car, the car just sitting, it's getting worse by just
Right.
sitting. This is the only person interested in even buying a car. You gonna sell that car. So all we trying to do is find the people that their situation is to where they need to get rid of the land. They dying. They messed up financially. They got this land. You know, they have nothing to lose. You know, and the whole thing about it, if you do it for somebody with a car, you have something to lose. They could wreck the car and you could lose the whole car. If you're doing it for somebody, you doing their hair, you have something to lose. You know what I'm saying? Technically, even if you're paying as you go, you know, you doing their hair, you only charging $10 for a whole hour's work. You know what I'm saying? So, but with land, it's nothing to lose. That nobody could steal the land. Nobody can steal the land. So once I realized this, when I first started doing this, once I realized this, that's when I took off. And so that's why I'm trying to tell y'all, when you're out here trying to buy a mortgage or get a mortgage, when you're out here trying to rent, you are doing the same process. You are begging these people. You are giving a persuasive speech to people. Yeah. To rent you their property, rent you their house, rent you their apartment. Oh, I got a good family. My son is good. He's very good in school. My daughter's very good. You begging people, oh, I know my credit is 620. I know you want 630, but look at my everything else is so good. Please, please, I'm begging you to sell me this $300,000 house that I'm going to pay $900,000 for 30 years. I'm begging you, please let me do this for you for 30 years, please. This is how insane we've become, how brainwashed we've become. We're literally sitting up there begging people, please, I'm begging you. I'll do anything if you let me pay you for 30 years. And I'm not just gonna give you the 300,000, I'm gonna give you 900,000, please. And then we go rent. Please take my money every month and don't give it back to me. Please, I'm begging you. Take my money every month, don't give it back to me. I'm begging you. This is how brainwashed people have become. But when you own land, there's so many benefits. Number one, most times the maximum amount you're going to be paying on your land is 5-10 years. 5-10 years. I do deal with people that do 15 years, 30 years, however much time you want. But usually people pay off their land in an average of 5 years. 5 years. That's number one. Number two, your payment's gonna be cheap. $100, $200, $300 for the average piece of land. Unless you want something like 10, 20, 30, 40 acres, 100 acres, you know, but the average person, you just need about 2 acres. Your payment gonna be about $100, $200, $300.
So when you buy the land, what like and you want to flip just the land, like to buy the land and just flip it, like I know you're saying, the land has to be viable, or you take the land and for you to use it and to make money.
So now that you have control of the land, you own the land, you have control of it, however people want to say, what can you do with land to make money? You can have people come store things on the land. You ever looked while you're traveling and see all this land, and they have a sign up there say storage, and you have people storing their boats, their cars, their RV. Okay. Have you ever been driving anywhere and you see all this land and you see these little cabins or RVs and people are out there camping? Have you ever been driving and traveling and seen all this land and see people growing food?
Yes.
And selling it, have a little thing set up in the front of their property, and they call it a farmer's market.
Right.
There's so many.
Located, right? Like it's, you know, it depends on where it's located. Also, like doesn't it have to be like located in a place where traffic or you know, people will see it, not in the rural or the forest or, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it could be anywhere. You could be anywhere. You could You could do this anywhere, you know, anywhere in the world, anywhere in the country. You're gonna see storage facilities. You're gonna see campsites. You're gonna see farmers market. They have farmers markets right downtown Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
I
anywhere,
mean, like when you got your land, like where did you where you know, like where specifically did you get your land from? And
I'm out in
how
the
did you
country. I'm out in the country. Okay, got my land out in the country. Started out in the country. Okay, my first piece of land in 2017 was out in the country. Okay, um, I didn't even do anything with the land. This is another thing. You can get the land and not do anything with it. Just sit on it for a year.
Mhm.
Okay, which is kind of what I wanted to go into. You could just sit on a property for one. You could buy a property right now because we're going into a bull market. You could buy a property right now for $5,000, $10,000, and you're not putting $5,000, $10,000 cash. You're putting down one, two, three, four, $500, $1,000 down. You could just hold on to that property for 1 year, and in 1 year you could gain $5,000, $10,000 equity. Equity,
Oh,
just in
right.
equity, just because we are in inflation.
Mhm.
Okay, just when I first started this business, I bought that, not this business, but when I first started buying land, I bought that first piece of land, an acre and a quarter for $9,000. I put $350 down. My payments was $450 a month. Okay,
Mhm.
$450 a month for like 5 6 months, and then it was going to drop back down to $350.
Right.
That was 7 years ago. If I still had that land today, because I look at it kind of often, that
Mhm.
$9,000 would right now be $150,000.
Right.
That same property right now costs $150,000.
Right.
Okay, just from me
Mhm.
holding it, just from me
Wow.
holding it for 7 years. The dude that bought it gave me 16,000, and he did not care. I see why. I see why.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because the reason, and that's cheap, 150,000 is cheap. The reason why that property is so expensive, because they're building subdivisions over there, and you could put 12 homes on 1 acre. You could put
Right.
12 homes on 1 acre. Okay, so that means it's an acre and a quarter. That means you could put like 15 homes on that 1 acre and a quarter. 15 homes.
Mhm.
Okay, 15 homes. That
Right.
means you're selling each lot for about $10,000, which is nothing.
Right.
That's nothing. $10,000 for a lot. That is
Mhm.
nothing.
Mhm.
So even at
Right.
$150,000, if somebody paid
Mhm.
$150,000 to whoever owns it right now, they still getting a great deal.
Right. Right. Wow. Oh, I didn't know you could build equity up. You know, like how you do with property. It does the same.
Yeah,
Um.
it's called buy and hold. You could just buy the land, hold on to it, and make crazy money.
Meaning, when you say making money, you wouldn't be able to get the money until after you sell the land, right?
Right after you sell the land. So once you sell the land, you might buy something right now for 10,000. Right? Let's throw a
Mhm.
real number out there. Let's throw a real number out there, 20,000. Right? You buy a piece of land right now for $20,000, which is nothing. That's why I keep telling people the fact that you could still buy land under $20,000, have
Right.
somewhere to live, have somewhere to have a business, put a mechanic shop, put a beauty salon. I did a video. There's a lady, she got a beauty salon. She put a barn and put a barn up and turned it into a beauty salon, and she does hair on her land.
Oh, is it easy to locate? That's a thing.
In the country, and everybody go to her.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Okay, and I
That's
show you
interesting.
guys how to buy these barns, rent to own from
Mhm.
Home Depot or one of these barn places. No credit needed. You don't need no
Oh,
credit to
okay.
do it. Okay, so
Well, that's a creative situation. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what
right,
I'm.
right.
You
You
know,
could even
that's the
set it
creative
up, and you don't
situation.
have to do hair. You could have other people in the neighborhood doing the hair. You just own the business.
Yes, that's the level I actually would want to be on at this point, and let them pay me rent
Right,
for the rent the space. You know, rent
right,
chair or whatever. You know.
right. Correct. Right. And that's what I'm trying to explain to people is that you cannot lose. I know it seems like land is not sexy, but land is the sexiest thing. You need somewhere to live. You need food to eat. Right now they talking about how all the poison in the food. Okay, even
Yeah.
fruits and vegetables. That's why you buy these apples and they don't turn brown. Because they putting
Right.
something in the apples, in the fruits and vegetables. I got some right here. They've been sitting here for like 3-4 years. I say years, not days, and they don't have one blemish on them, like a little bit of blemishes. These are not even real fruit. This is an apple mixed
No.
with a peach right here in my hand. An apple mixed with a peach. Okay,
Grafted.
so
Yeah,
like, look,
grafted fruit.
I bought into it. Look how beautiful it is inside. Real
Wow.
fruits don't look like this. This
Right.
is not even a real fruit.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
No, I'm very, very health conscious, so I do pay attention to all of that type of stuff. I don't even buy my fruits and stuff in the supermarket. No, I try to, but I do want to grow my fruits and vegetables.
right,
I do want people land for that. That farming situation sounded interesting too. So, I know I know that that's lucrative in terms of being in America right now, but it seems like it kind of at the same time it might, I won't say it's dangerous, but it's like they try to prevent people from giving other people healthy alternatives and stuff too and stuff. But that was a kick that I'm on too in terms of eating healthier, growing your own fruits and vegetables. I don't know about the farming part or the farming part, but that for myself, I wanted to do that to get a piece of land and grow my own fruits and vegetables. Um,
right.
But that's why I am interested. I'm already interested in it, brother. Like, it's not, that's the approach I want to take. I've got the websites that you sent me, but I still,
It's a lot. It's a lot.
like,
That's why I tell you guys, I tell all my students, when y'all start with me, it takes a year just for me to teach you.
mm-hmm,
It takes a year just for me to teach you. Okay? Because at first, when I send you the information, when I send you basically the syllabus, you're gonna be like bombarded because of all the information. But the difference between me and other teachers or gurus is I'm gonna hold your hand. I'm right there with you. I'm calling the county with you. I'm looking up properties
right,
with you. I'm
right,
sending you
right,
deals. It's like you don't even have to look for your own deals. I'm sending you deals.
right,
Okay?
right.
So I'm right there with
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yep.
Like the deal, I did inquire about the land and the mobile home situation because that looked attractive. But I want to do that in the near future. But I'm more interested in like just getting the land, and doing something with the land where I could turn around and flip it.
Right.
I think that's I want to approach that first because
Right.
even if I decide, well, I want to put something on this land to make money.
Right. Correct. So basically, like I say, you could do anything with the land. I know I hit a nerve with you when I say you could put a barn on the land and put a beauty salon on
Yeah,
there. Whatever you do for a career, I don't care if you're a mechanic, I don't care if you do hair, I don't care if you're a barber, I don't care if you cut grass, I don't care if you fix tools and them guys that fix tools and lawn equipment. I don't care if you have a gun shop. I don't care if you're a carpenter like me. I'm a carpenter. You could put a building. You could put a building. They're everywhere. Everywhere you drive, you see these places with these sheds and cabins. It's rent to own. You could rent to own them. You could put down $1, $2, $3, $4, $500, $1,500, depending on how big you want them. You could get these cabins and these barns and these sheds, and you could turn them into a business. You could also turn them into a home. They're calling them barnuminiums. Barnuminiums. When you call the county, you say, hey, I want to put a home on my land. They're going to say, what kind of home? Okay, you could tell them a barnuminium. They're actually going to say, what kind of dwelling? And you could ask them, what kind of dwelling can I put on this property? You're going to tell them, I want to put a barndominium. That's where you take a barn or a shed or a cabin and you turn it into a house. You could put two. I recommend you put 3 of them. You put one, the first one you live in or rent it out. Then when that's making money, or you have enough money to get another one, you get another one, you turn that into a business where you exclusively rent that one out or exclusively have it as a business, whatever business you want to put on there. You could put it as an office. You could put it as an office and rent out office space. You could put a building and turn it into a storage building where people can come, and you could divide the barn up, and people can have their own little storage place inside the barn. You could turn it into a gym. You could turn it into a boxing gym, a weightlifting gym. Anything you do, you can turn these buildings into that. You could turn these buildings into that.
Okay.
Anything like literally, if you have $1,000 right now, I can set you up. Not even if you have 500, I can set you up with your land, put your building on it, start making money, start living your life.
I can do that now. I would be interested in that. But it's just the weird part. You said follow the money, and I know you were saying something about North Carolina is where the money.
Right. So one of the things I teach y'all is you have to do your research. This is what we do. We're not only looking for land anywhere, we're looking for land in specific places. What states are growing fast? What are the fastest growing states? What are the fastest growing cities? What are the fastest growing counties? Okay, now you might not care about that. You just want to be in a specific location. Well, then you just go be in that location. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to follow the money, you want to be where the money is, follow the money. You simply go on Google and you say, Google, what's the fastest growing state? And I already did that. I already told you that, Miriam. So basically, once you know the fastest growing state for that year, you go to that state. Then when you're in that state, you say what's the fastest growing cities or counties. Then you want to position yourself within an hour of there. Okay.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know of any
North Carolina, where I'm at.
Well, within, like what do you know? Do you see any land that? I mean, I told me that I'm doing my due diligence. Don't.
Yeah, in North Carolina, I think I sent you a bunch. In North Carolina. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I sure did. I just remember I sent you some for $1,000 down. I know one of my sellers. She just, huh?
Was that wasn't the website one, right? That was the.
No, I sent you the individual deals, the link to the actual individual deals, not just the website.
Oh, I can't remember. You gotta because I have so much.
Right.
I'll look through it.
Yeah. And then also you have to look at what do you want to do? Okay, so whatever business you want to be in, you want to position yourself on that side of the city, within an hour. So like I'm in North Carolina, we have Fort Bragg. Okay, I know it's a lot of military people out there. So I know I want to be right in Fort Bragg's backyard, but no more than an hour from there if I want to do if I wanted a business that's enticing to people in the military. If I wanted to have a gun range, or if I wanted to have some type of anything that would entice anybody in the military. Okay, if I had a business, if I had a barbershop, okay, then I kind of want to position myself behind residential areas, neighborhoods, schools, because on a weekend, Saturday and Sunday, people gonna get their haircuts, their hair done. So I don't want to be no more than 30, 45 minutes an hour from neighborhoods and decent neighborhoods, because I want decent customers. Okay. I'm a contractor. If I want to position myself, I'm going to position myself actually in the city. So I don't want to be no more than 30, 45 minutes an hour from the downtown city of that area. So you got to position yourself in the north, south, east, west, but depending on what's on the north, south, southeast, west,
right.
because you might find a great piece of land on the south side, but all your business is an hour north of the north side. You got to drive 2 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So is it worth it for you to drive them 2 hours? Is the land worth it, or do you rather pay a little bit more and be on the north side, right in it? You know what I'm saying? Or be on the east side, right next to it. So you got we go over all of that. That's why I tell you guys, there's so much to look at when you purchasing land. It's not just let me buy this piece of land.
Right. And I definitely would want to buy land that, like you said, could build something on it or do something with, get the permission to build whatever, whether it's a living or doing business or both.
Correct.
And how many things you could put on that land. Well, if I'm 2 acres, I would want to, that situation which you were just saying earlier about the living on there and having your business. That would be ideal for me right now.
Yeah. Like I would strongly recommend for you, a seasoned lady like you kind of settled in your life. It's not like you need to be in a city and
No.
be around a bunch of schools, or be around a bunch of dating people that's looking to date and all this type of stuff. You kind of like seasoned, so you want something settled. So you might want to be somewhere in the country, anywhere in the country, but you probably want to be somewhere where there are decent women in that countryside that want to get their hair done, decent people in that countryside that so you more or less want to be in a country, but not so much in a country where there's a lot of farming going on. You know what I'm saying? Like right now where I'm at, there's a lot of Mexican businesses. There's a lot of Mexican businesses. Why? Because there's a lot of Mexicans that farm in this area. Okay. If I was in an area like my ranch is in a fishing community. It's in a fishing and hunting community. We do a lot of fishing and hunting. Okay. So in that countryside, we do a lot of fishing and hunting. So guess what? We have a lot of restaurants.
Oh, okay.
We have a lot of restaurants. We have a lot of places that cater to fishermen and hunters, people who like the outdoors. We don't have I can't even think of one Mexican business near my ranch. I think it's only one, and that's a Mexican restaurant. Okay. So for you, you might want to look for something that, hey, it's a country neighborhood. I mean, it's a country town, but in this country town, it's mainly like just some church folks. It's mainly like some whatever type of, people you vibe with. You know what I'm saying? I knew I want to be hunting and fishing.
Right.
So when I found a place that is actually the number one place in the country for hunting and fishing, and the Albemarle Sound was going to be my backyard, I jumped on it. Now I had to pay a good amount of money. I had to pay like $9,000. But it was 5 of us. So what I did in my first deal, I couldn't afford it by myself. So I got 4 other people to come in on a deal with me, and we purchased that property. I rather have half a grape than no grape at all. Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be part owner than own nothing. So I didn't mind sharing this deal that I had with 4 other people.
Right.
Sometimes you want to do it like that. You might find a perfect piece of property, but you don't have all the money. So I teach you guys how to come out here and talk to your friends, family, and people. I literally got on YouTube and social media and advertise and say, hey, y'all, I got this land. Anybody else want land? Anybody want to come out here and buy this land with me? That's what I personally did. These people were complete strangers. 3 of them were complete strangers. I did not know these people from Adam.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted the property so bad, I made these people a part of my deal and equal owners. I did not care.
Okay. Is it working out like that?
It actually did not work out. But again, once you do everything legally and ethically, there's always a way to switch things around.
Okay.
You know, so it ended up they didn't want to have ownership in the property anymore, and they got off the title, and now I'm the only one, me and my other one business partner, just two of us left. Everybody else got off, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you guys, but I'm happy because I'm still owner of the property. Matter of fact, I own more of the property now since it's just two of us. Before I was only 1/5 owner. Now I'm half owner.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I show you guys how to do your bylaws, how to set that up, how to set up your trust. Matter of fact, we're gonna go over trust. Today we're gonna go over trust. I'm telling you guys, anything beats renting. Anything beats renting, and almost anything beats a 30-year mortgage. Me and my lady, we went to go buy some land. They do this land because we want to get land in South Carolina now. We don't have any land in South Carolina. We want to get land in South Carolina. So they do this land home package at these mobile home places. I did a video on it on my channel, Dragon Manifest. So after they did everything, they told us, yeah, we could get it done. And then they say you only have to put down 5%. But I'm thinking, you know, it's just a trailer, you know what I'm saying? You know, probably 10, 15 years. They told us 25-year mortgage.
Oh my God. Yeah, see, that's the I don't want to get into.
20, now I'm knocking on 50. So in 25 years, I'll be like 70, 75. The average person lived to about 70, 75. I honestly know I'm going to live longer, probably in my 90s, but you know, I don't want to spend the rest of my life paying no death note. I want to be done paying everything off by the time I'm 50, 51, 52. Okay?
Right. Yes.
Even if you're just getting started at 60, you want to be done paying it off by 65.
Yes, exactly. Probably before then, if I get some money,
I'll
just jump.
And I teach you guys that too. I teach you guys how to double up on your payment. Sometimes send an extra $10 with your payment. That'll knock down a lot of the interest. You'll be surprised just sending an extra $10, $20 a month, knock down your payment. You will be very surprised.
Oh no, I mean I definitely can imagine. Yeah, but I was definitely paid off faster or more, than what is given to me for sure.
Right.
And I'm not gonna go no mortgage. I don't want to go that route, that long, term route. No.
Correct. So.
You gave me now. I'm glad I'm speaking to you because now you're opening and broadening my mind. You got my creative juices running on exactly how I want to approach it even more. Then.
Right.
I had some questions. You're kind of giving me more confidence and answering my question.
Right. So, and that's what it's about too, just building your confidence.
I'm definitely gonna have to check out some more of these deals that you were sending. Put that over again, because I was doing that, and it's still in the middle of setting up some other things that I was doing. But I want to say this. I would want to say that I would be least ready to try to even make a move. Maybe hopefully I could find 2 or 3 properties with your help or whatever, and make a deal. Like I'm just really ready to do it. Yeah,
I'm telling you, it's.
I mean, I know you're saying it takes a year, but
no. Yeah, you could buy your first piece of land, like. And I'm working with you one-on-one. You paid for the one-on-one package. So literally all I need you to do, this is like your first, actually probably your second week right now, working with me. What I want you to do personally, based on what I just told you, and I give my students, I give you guys specific websites to look for and look at for land. Based on the information I just gave you, I want you to be looking in places that, and your research in places that, hey, you find us, you look up some properties, right? Because you already know to go on Google and say, hey, what's the fastest growing city?
Right.
Once you do that, fastest growing state. Once you do that, you might look for the fastest growing city. Okay, you're not gonna be in that city, but you're gonna be within an hour of that city. Now you know anything you find within an hour of that city with the websites I gave you, it's possible. Now you dive deeper into that property. So now you look, you find that property, you see where it's at. It might say Sumter, South Carolina, whatever.
Right.
You go back on YouTube and you look up Sumter, South Carolina on the internet, and you see how it looks over there. You don't even have to travel anymore. You could go on the internet and find pictures and videos of anywhere in the world.
Right. I know that's true.
You could even zoom in on the property and find the property and look at the property in real time. You don't even have to travel to properties. Look at the property in real time and determine if this is a property for you. And then once we do all of that, we call a county. We ask the county our 20 questions that we know to ask them for our due diligence. Okay, that's exclusive to my students. And then once you guys do that, once you pass the county test, and you determine, yeah, I'm ready to move forward, then boom, we move forward and we get the property for you.
Okay.
You know, I show you guys how to write up your trust. You're gonna put your property in a trust. Okay. And we're gonna go over trust. We're gonna go over trust now in a little while here. I'm gonna teach you guys what trust is. I'm looking for my trust document right here. So we're gonna go over trust, land trust. Here it is. So once you figured out you definitely want this property, you're gonna put your property in a trust. Okay. Now, sometimes the seller wants you, if you're dealing with one of these companies, they want you to put the property in your personal name on the financial agreement, which is called a promissory note. That's fine. You put that in your personal name. But the land itself, once you go on deed, sometimes you go on deed right away, sometimes you don't. But once you go on deed, you want to go on deed in a trust. Okay, you want to go on deed in a trust. Okay, what's a trust? This is something like an LLC. You are gonna put this trust as the owner of the property. You don't own the property. The trust owns the property. But you own the trust. You own the trust. That makes sense?
Yes.
Okay. So by you owning the trust, you own the property. Okay? You own the property, okay? But you don't own the property directly, you own the property indirectly. Okay? So this is a North Carolina trust agreement. I'm going to read it for you guys. It says, this trust agreement dated blank day of blank year and known as the blah 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 trust. So you have to name your trust. Your trust could be Apple Peach Trust. It could be Blue Bear Trust. Any name you want to give it, right? By and between blank and blank trustees. So meaning, when you have a corporation, an LLC, a business, you have what? The president, the CEO, the agents, the owner. When we're dealing with trusts, we call it trustee. the trustees or the CEOs or the president of the trust. Okay, so then you would have the trust name there, and it says, and the following beneficiaries in the percentage set opposite their name. See paragraph 28. Now, beneficiaries. Who's the beneficiaries? Us. We are the beneficiaries. Beneficiaries mean who benefits. It's kind of like a life insurance. When somebody get a life insurance, is the person that owns the life insurance really the beneficiary of the life insurance? The person that take out the life insurance? No, the person or people that benefit from life insurance are the beneficiaries.
Right. The people.
Yeah.
Insurance.
You know, you get life insurance and you're not even going to benefit from it. It's going to be whoever you leave it to. Yeah. Yeah. So it's the same thing with a trust. The trustee, okay, is taking the bullets. They setting up they setting up everything for us, right?
Right.
But the real owner, the ones who's really going to benefit from this, is the trustees. That is us. We are the benefit. Now you say that, well, who's going to be my trustee? You have to find somebody you trust. It could be your attorney, somebody you trust. Can you yourself be your own trustee? Yes.
Okay.
You yourself can be your own trustee.
Okay.
Until you find somebody else that you trust to be your trustee. Yes, you yourself can start off by being your own trustee. So you can
have to pick a person, or do that you can just keep yourself and
you can keep yourself. You can keep yourself as a trustee, but remember, ultimately, we are trying to make it so nobody know we are the real owner of the property.
Okay.
That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make it so nobody knows who's the real owner of the property. If you want to stay and people know when they look up this property address, oh, Miriam owned this property. Oh, shoots, let's go sue Miriam.
Well, I would be under LLC. If you're under LLC,
you could do that too. You can make your LLC, your S Corp, your C Corp, the trustee. Yes, you can do that too.
Right. Yeah, that's what I would rather do than to use a person.
Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can do that too. Now, it's numbered 1 to 30, I think, or something like that. Right? Number 1, trust. The trust is about to take title to real estate under the provisions of the statutes of the state North Carolina. And he agrees to hold it and the proceeds, profits, and avails thereof, if any, which may come into his possession, in trust for usage and purposes, and under the terms herein set forth. Now, they're using legalese. I'm not great at this, and I'm also not a computer person, right? But what that is basically saying is the trustee is the one that is gonna handle all the business affairs for the trust.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because what the trust is, it's an agreement between the beneficiaries and the trustee.
Right.
Okay, similar to life insurance, you have an agreement between the beneficiaries and the grantor, or the I forget what they call it, of the life insurance. Okay.
Right.
Number 2, land. The trustee will take title of the following land, better described in the legal description below. Okay. So number 2 is basically saying the trustee is going to take title. Okay. Again, your trustee could be you, your LLC, or S Corp, or somebody you trust. Your trustee could even be another trust. You have a trust within a trust. Okay?
Right.
Number 3, beneficiaries' interests. Okay? The interests of the beneficiaries hereunder and of any persons who become entitled to any interest under this trust shall consist solely of a power of direction to deal with the title to said property and to manage and control said property as hereinafter, provided the right to receive the proceeds from rentals, mortgages, sales, other dispositions shall be deemed to be personal property and may be treated, assigned, and transferred as such. No beneficiary now has or shall hereafter at any time any right, title, or interest in or any portion of said real estate as such, either legal or equitable, but only an interest in the earnings, avails, and proceeds as aforesaid, it being the intentions of the instrument to vest the full legal and equitable title said and said premises in the trust. So basically, it's saying, look, you don't really own this property. You're the beneficiary, but you don't own this property. The trust owns this property. But any money this property make is your money. Is your money. It's kind of like life insurance. Again, the beneficiaries do not own the life insurance. But when the person dies, I think the benefactor, when they die, the money go where? To the trustee. Okay? To the trustee. So it's the same principle. Okay? You don't own it, but you get all the financial benefits of it and you can use it. Okay? So that's what this is saying. Again, you can make yourself the trustee, your business the trustee, somebody you trust the trustee, but you don't have to worry about anything because you get all the benefits. Right. Okay? And you don't get the headache because you're not the owner. Ain't nobody coming looking for you. They looking for whoever the trustee is. And when they find the trustee gonna say, I'm just the trustee. I'm not the owner either. Okay, because the trustee don't really own the property. The trust owns the property. It's kind of like your LLC. Somebody come looking for who owns the LLC. The LLC owner gonna say, hey, I don't own the property. The LLC owns the property. I'm just the agent for the LLC. I'm just the president of the LLC. I'm just a CEO of the LLC or S Corp or C Corp or whatever. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's what that, huh?
Yeah. Which protects you as the individual still to not be liable for if somebody want to sue you or.
Correct. Correct. Right. Number 4, death of beneficiary, except as herein otherwise specifically provided, or if this land trust is sold, the right interest of beneficiary hereunder shall pass at death to the heirs of the beneficiary. So what's that saying is, if the beneficiaries die, the heirs of the beneficiaries now become the new beneficiary. That makes sense?
Yes.
Self-explanatory.
Their offspring children, I guess. Or...
Yes. So whoever is your heir will now become the beneficiaries of it, right? And like I say, you could put a trust within a trust, so you could set up another trust saying, hey, these are my heirs.
Right.
And when I pass, I own this trust over here. My trusts are not my heirs are now going to own this trust. So you're basically going to set up another trust listing all the properties and everything you have, right, as the property, and then all the beneficiaries as the beneficiaries, right? So that's how that works. Number 5, ownership. Under request, each beneficiary hereunder shall be issued a trust participation certificate in a form approved by the trustee, which shall indicate the beneficiary's percentage interest in the trust and the land held by the trust. So it's just saying, hey, we're going to have some paperwork written up between me, the trustee, and you guys, the beneficiaries, right? And again, I'm no expert at this legal jargon. I'm just reading, okay?
Right.
I'm no expert. I'm no legal advisor. I'm none of that. I'm just showing you guys how I handle my business, okay?
Right.
Number 6, purchasers. It shall not be the duty of the purchaser of the trust property or any part thereof to see the application of the purchase money paid therefor. Nor shall anyone who may deal with the trustee be privileged or required into the necessity or expendency of any act of the trustee or as to the provisions of this instrument. Meaning, like, the trustee ain't going to handle none of the money. The beneficiaries handle everything. The trustee just do what the beneficiaries say to do. Pretty much what that say, right? If anybody going to purchase the property or anything from the trust, the trustee going to handle the business, but everything is going to go through the beneficiaries first.
Right.
Okay. Number 7, powers. Duty of trust. While the trustee is the sole title holder of the real estate held by him, and him could be him or her, hereunder, and has full power to deal with it, the trustee will deal with said property only when authorized to do so by the beneficiary. Again, the trustee can't do nothing without the beneficiaries saying they could do something. Okay? And shall otherwise have all, I don't even know what that word is. I ain't gonna lie, I don't even know what that word is. But basically shall have all powers available to him to the extent of North Carolina state law, unless so directed by the beneficiaries. The trustee has no power to control or influence the property in any way. So right there is telling you the trustee don't have any power. They're just the CEO, the president. They just do what the beneficiary tell them to do. Okay. Put on my hunting hat. Because I'm out here in the country. I'm a country boy.
The country is a good place.
I'm telling you, the country.
Yeah.
No.
You come from the city.
Yeah, the city ain't far enough but an hour away. Number 8, termination by the trustee. If the trust property or any part thereof remains in the trust 20 years from this date, and they put a number there, the trustee shall unless otherwise agreed by all parties in writing, convey and deliver the same to the beneficiaries in accordance with their respective interests. So basically it's saying, and I could be wrong, it's just saying that the trustee, if they're still a trustee for 20 years, if they want to stay the trustee, they gotta, redo the deal, redo the package, the work, convey whatever little powers they have back to the beneficiaries, and the beneficiaries could get another trustee. Right? I could be wrong. But that's how I'm reading it, right?
Okay.
Let me give my shout out to Nichelle. Nichelle said Nichelle says honors dragon. Is that Nadine? No, that's not Nadine. Our neighbor rents a piece of land to board her horses. Okay. She need to buy that land. Lots outside Austin are $60,000. Yeah, just for a little piece of lot, $60,000. I know. People are moving to Austin, Texas in droves. Yeah, I know. I know about Austin, Texas. I just seen something about that. There's land everywhere. We're only shown pockets and told there's overpopulation. Exactly. United States of America is only about 1% populated, truth be told. You could fit everybody in the United States of America in LA, in one city, and everybody would live fine, perfectly fine. Our people knew land was valuable. I grew up in the country. Okay. All right, let's go to number 9. Number 9. And I'm probably not going to read this whole thing. We'll probably do some now, and then we'll do some more next Tuesday or Sunday. All right.
Okay.
Limitations of beneficiaries. Now the beneficiaries got some limitations. Let's see what they are. No beneficiary hereunder shall have a authority to contract for or in the name of the trustee. So basically it's saying the trustee cannot come out of their position as a trustee. The beneficiary cannot come out of their position as a beneficiary and act like they're the trustee. Okay, unless the beneficiary is the trustee, and in that case, you're not acting as a beneficiary, you're acting as the trustee. But it's basically saying that the beneficiary need to stay in their lane and the trustee need to stay in their lane. Okay. It says no beneficiary hereunder shall have any authority to contract for or in the name of the trustee, or use the name of the trustee in any advertising or publicity, or to bind the trustee personally. So it's basically saying, even though you're the beneficiary and you're the real owner of the trust, you still can't treat the trustee any kind of way, and you can't be out here doing business in the name of the trustee. You can't be doing that. You put the trustee as your CEO, as your agent. You need to let them do their job. That's basically what that's saying. All right, we're going to do number 10, and then we're going to wrap it up. All right, and then tomorrow we'll probably do this. The next 2 classes we'll probably still be going over trust because it's a lot to read, right? But it's really simple, right? Limitations of the trustee's liability. All right. The liability of the trustee hereunder shall be limited to the assets of the trust. Okay. All obligations incurred by the trustee hereunder shall be the Hereunder shall be the obligations of the trust only and not the individual trustee. So it's saying anything the trustee do, it's for the benefit of the trust. It's not for the benefit of the trustee. Okay? The trustee shall not be required to enter sums to defend or protect the trust property, meaning the trustee don't have to come out their own pocket to do anything. Okay? Beneficiaries here on the agree to indemnify, hold harmless the trustee from expenses, claims, and liabilities that may arise from the trustee's ownership of the trust rests. Okay? All obligations incurred by the trustee shall be the obligations of the trust only. So the trust got to pay its own legal bills, its own fees, its own rent, mortgage, whatever it is, legal fees, anything, and shall not under any circumstance become or be construed to create individual liability in the trustee to any property, person, or entity, nor shall any action or inaction of the trustee hereunder bind the trust personally, unless the trustee has consented in writing first to expressly waive the protection of this provision of the land trust. Okay? So unless the trustee say, hey, I don't mind coming out my pocket and doing this and this and that, the trustee is not responsible to pay for anything. They're not liable for anything. The trustee literally just allowing you to put the property in their name. That's all a trustee doing. And the trustee literally can only do what the beneficiaries say to do. All right. So I'm going to leave it at there at number 10. That way we just do 10 at a time and we keep it in unison like that. We do 10 at a time. It's about 30 of them. All right. So, but this is in a a trust contract. Okay. We put all our properties in a trust, and so far what y'all hearing me read to y'all is the benefits of having a trust. You're not having any liability as far as people knowing who you are, where you are, or anything. Okay, the trustee is taking that bullet, but you have all the financial benefits of the trust. Okay, and the trustee is not even responsible for anything, because if anything, the trustee gonna say, hey, I'm just an employee. That's all a trustee is, an employee. Okay, and it's that simple. It's really that simple.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Now, Miriam, you the only one in class to yay, so you have my undivided attention. Any questions based on what we talked about so far?
Well, no, I got a better understanding now what trust is. It sounds like a will or a contract, that you could be fined under, but not being responsible for if, like, someone wants to fine you or somebody wants to blame you or whatever about the property. Like you said, you're just an employee, so you're not liable for it, but you get the benefits from it.
Correct.
Because I'm kind of have a little understanding about certain part of business, and because when I had a business with me and my brother, I think we had it under escort.
Okay.
Yeah, where I don't think you would get blamed. I can't remember what all of them. I would have to look that up again, but I know it just wouldn't have you personally responsible for if somebody wanted to sue you or the business or whatever.
Right.
So I would only put myself under a contract that I wouldn't get penalized or blamed for something, but just want to get the benefits. So it kind of making sense. It sounds familiar like some of the other contracts.
Right. So after and this right, and this only comes after we've figured out which property we want to purchase, and we have that property in mind that we want to purchase. Then we go ahead and we put this property in our trust.
Okay.
Yep.
It has to have that has to be one of the documents.
Correct. Because remember last time we said we need about 5 documents.
Right.
Yeah. And trust was one of them. The trust document is one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go over all our documents. We're gonna read through all our documents, all that good stuff.
When you were saying that you can do it 2 ways, that would be the manual way if you're going straight to the owner without
no, either way, no matter how you buy your property, you're gonna put your property in a trust. No matter how you buy your property.
Right, but I meant to ask because you were saying the paperwork could be done 2 ways: either you and the owner making up the document, right? As you're making a deal, or going online and purchasing the property or the land, and they already would have all the paperwork.
Yeah. So basically, I do deal with sellers that sell property for a business, owner financing. My students, you guys have a list of those sellers exclusively for my students, but also I teach you guys if you want to learn how to find properties directly from personal owners. I show you guys how to do that. So instead of buying it from a business, you can buy it from the personal owners. I teach you guys how to do that. Yeah. And the process for doing that is finding the people who own land that basically want to get rid of it, because they're not going to have a choice as far as they're not going to have a choice as far as how they could sell the land. Land can only be sold 2 ways: cash or owner financing. That's the only 2 ways you can buy land. And when a lot of people say, "Oh, the bank financed me," what the bank give people to buy land is not really a mortgage. It's really a signature loan based on your credit. Okay, people get a signature loan based on their credit to buy land. Okay, and then people turn back around and put the land up as collateral. Okay, that's what happens when people buy land with a mortgage. Okay, it's not really a mortgage. It's really a signature loan is what you're getting. Is a signature loan. Most of the time, the only way to buy land is cash or owner financing. The only way. Now, let's wrap it up like this. Why do I specialize in land? Why do I promote and push land? Because land is something that is guaranteed. It's not like the stock market, up or down and all this type of stuff. Land is the one thing guaranteed, okay, that if you purchase it, okay, you have a million ways to benefit. Literally, you can live on the land. You cannot live in no stock market. If you go on Wall Street and go set up tent in Wall Street, they're gonna kick you out.
Yeah.
Land, you can grow your food. I cannot eat no stocks. I cannot eat no gold. I cannot eat no silver. I cannot eat no cryptocurrency. I cannot eat anything else but what come off these trees and out this earth.
Right.
Number 3, land is going to grow in equity, meaning land is not going to just take care of your body and your shelter. Land is going to give you back money. Land is going to give you back money just for holding on to it. Okay? And then you can build a business on your land. Okay? You can build a business on your land, any type of business. Look around you. I don't see no business floating in the air. All businesses are sitting on some land.
Right.
The only other business is some type of cruise ship business or boat business that the boats are on the water, but the water is on some land, and eventually the boats have to come where? To land.
Right.
So when I realized and figured everything goes back to the land, even you become a millionaire, a billionaire, most millionaires and billionaires stay millionaires and billionaires. Why? Because they park the money in property. The money's not sitting in the bank. They go buy millions of acres in land. They go buy 20, 30 houses. Their money is not sitting in the bank. You know the real bank. You know the real bank, what the real bank is? Land. Land is the real bank for millionaires, billionaires, financially savvy people. Land is the real bank.
Okay. Yes. Definitely makes sense. The truth. I'm starting to see, because I was going to ask about the gold and the silver, but like you said, you can't eat it, you can't do things with it.
Yeah.
Let it grow in value and then like
exactly.
change it, but it's still something that you're saying it doesn't decrease in value. It only increase in time.
It can only increase in value. And even if you were stuck in the 2008 crash where you bought a piece of land for $80,000 and then a month later it was worth $10,000, again, you can still live on the land, grow food on the land, put a business on the land.
Right. You can still a win-win situation.
It's still a win-win situation.
Right. Makes sense.
It's still a win-win situation, and then you just wait for the property value to go back up. That's all.
So with each property, like if you get property, if you get like 2 acres of land or more, like I would say between 2 to 5 acres of land. The deal, depending on what you can do with the land, do they put a restriction on how much you could build on it, or what you could put on it? How many properties you could put on it?
Yeah, so one of the questions you have to ask, and I teach you guys how to do this, is you have to ask, how many dwellings can I put on a property? What kind of dwelling can, you have to use that word dwelling, what kind of dwelling can I put on the property? What's the minimum square footage of the dwelling that I can put on the property? These are questions that I teach my students to ask, as far as what kind of dwelling, how many dwelling, the size dwelling to put on property. Because some properties, they don't allow RVs. If you want to put your property on an RV, you need to find a property that allows that, or we have to find a loophole. One of the loopholes is they might allow you to put a barn on the property, some type of storage unit. I know a lot of people that do this. So you get a large storage unit, you put it on a property, and then you put your RV inside that storage unit. Okay?
Oh.
and then you just open the windows and doors. And it's good anyway, because you don't want your RV sitting outside, you know, in the elements. You want your RV to be protected. So you should have a house for your RV anyway. So to me, it's but that's a little loophole of a way to live on your property in an RV. Okay. Some places they don't allow storage places. It's strictly residential. So now you got to put a house up. But they might say you could put a single wide house, a double wide house, a modular house, a barndominium, a stick built house. There's so many different type of houses you can put on property. It's ridiculous.
And the amount depend on, did they give you a restriction on the how many?
Yeah, you ask them how many can I put on this property? And then once you ask them how many, then, you know, you might have plans of putting 3 dwellings or 3 structures on your property, but they tell you, no, you could just put 1 or 2 because, you know, like I remember one time I called Arizona. I was buying some property in Arizona and it was like 11 acres. So I'm all excited. But when I call a county and I'm doing my due diligence, they say, no, you can only put 1 dwelling, 1 structure for every 4 or 5 acres. I think it was 4 acres. You could only put 1 structure or 1 dwelling for every 4 acres. So that eliminated me buying it because with 11 acres, I wanted to put like 100 dwellings. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Now, if I just wanted my 1 dwelling per 4 acres and it's 11 acres, that means I could put like 3, 4 dwellings or 2.5, 3.5, whatever that is. And then, you know, the rest, if I was growing animals or whatever, the rest would be for animals to graze. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
But for me personally, that's not what I wanted. But if that's what you want to do, it's perfect for you.
Right. Depends on the what land you get where and what the rules are.
Right.
He said.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Right.
That was definitely interesting. Echo that in.
Right. Hold on.
To do.
Kirby, can you hear me on Facebook? Can you hear me on Facebook? I'm just making sure. What are the questions? What are questions? Hit me with them questions. Facebook, my student, YouTube. Hit me with your questions, guys. Matter of fact, you guys can't see this, but let me show you guys. Here go a picture I have in my room of a farm, a barn with a barn, a fruit stand, a house. Okay, this is a situation I'm manifesting right here to have the house, the fruit stand, and the barn. Okay, let me show the rest of you guys. All right, this is a situation I'm manifesting right here to have the house, the fruit stand, and the barn. All right, but you can't do this unless you have land. You gotta have land. You get the land and you start building on it. You get the land and you start building on it. Let me show you, Miriam. Can you see that?
Okay, yeah.
I look at that every year. Okay? If you want an RV, you get you one of these barns, pay like $200, $300, $400 a month, and you put your RV in there and you live in there. Okay. Yeah, or you turn it into a business, a beauty salon, or anything. I'm here for you guys. You guys ask me your questions. Hit me with your next question, Mary. I'm warming my tea up, huh?
No, job. I got a lot of homework to do.
You got a lot of homework?
For the new questions. Let's see. So yeah, I'm just learning. Just gonna go over the questions with the trust, just to, get to know about that document, as well as the documents that are needed. And still just continue to look over those websites. So that's something that I'm still researching.
Right.
And researching like where to get the land, what city or what state is, like how you say, up and coming.
Right, right.
Yeah. Those are the things that I would keep in my head when I'm doing my research.
Right, right.
Continue. Yeah.
Right. And like I say, I'm with you. I'm doing it with you. You guys call me. You guys are my students. You call me anytime. I'm stuck right here. What do I do next? Boom, I tell you.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely. At least I know I made up my mind exactly what approach I wanted to try and purchase.
Right, correct.
Just that's where I was kind of, up in the air, and like you gave me good ideas to kill two birds with one stone, which is okay. Where I could get the land and to live on and to do business and make money.
Exactly correct. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That is the situation I would definitely want to get into.
Right. Right.
So
hey, Angel Perez. Huh? What you said, Amira?
Yeah, no. I pretty much was finished.
Okay. Okay.
Get the question to someone. Yeah.
All right. I'm telling you guys, land is. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it to you guys any simpler, any easier. Land is very easy, very simple to get. Very easy, very simple to get. It's not as hard as you think. You guys got to go back and watch the video I did last Sunday. It's like a 3-hour video where I explain even deeper buying a traditional house versus buying a land versus renting. I did that on a video last Sunday. But basically, when you buy a traditional house, it's crazy. You got to have good credit. You got to show your W-2s for 2 years. You got to have verification of rent, proof you've been paying your rent on time. You got to write a convincing letter to the seller half the time. You got to pay for your own inspections. That's $1,000. You got to pay for your own survey. That's $1,000. You have to go through all kind of things, then beg somebody to allow you to give them money for 30 years and pay 3 times what you're even buying it for over them 30 years. That's buying a house. That's buying a house. The second thing, renting. When you are renting, half the time they want you to have good credit or good rental history. Okay? You have to prove that the money you make is 3 times the rent. Okay? You can't have any and everybody on the lease. Everybody that live in a house need to be on the lease. You can't just invite your cousin, auntie, sister, brother, mother to come live with you. When the landlord find out, they're going to have a problem with that. All right? Unless it's just a bum landlord who don't care. All right? If it's a landlord that cares, he cares about his septic system. He cares about his plumbing, his electrical, his floors. They care about 20 people living in one house because that could destroy the house. All right. Now, when you buy land, all you got to do is have 5 paperworks. Okay. I teach my students how to get your offer letter together, your purchase contract together, your letter to the seller together, your promissory note together, and today we went over trust. That's the 5 things you need. versus when you buying a house, you need 20 things. When you renting from somebody, you need fill out an application. You're gonna have to pay for that. That's $50, $80, $100. You got each person over 18 got to pay for their own application letter. Half the time, good credit. You got to find somewhere. First of all, it's very hard a lot of times to find somewhere to rent in your budget. It's just crazy to me. It's just crazy to me. The best thing, the best living situation is owning your own land. You can do anything on your land. You can have your house here, your business right next to your house on rural land, okay? Owning land is a no-brainer to me. And again, 90% of the time, land sellers can only sell their land cash or owner financing. So all you have to do if you don't have the cash is ask them, will they owner finance the land to you? And I teach you guys how to do this with little or no money down. I teach you guys how to write up your offer letters and everything. Okay, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. All right. Get in my mastermind. I'm telling you, for those of you not in my mastermind, in 1 year, I'm going to have you a certified real estate master. In 1 year. I'm not gonna promise you you're gonna make $10,000 tomorrow, $20,000 tomorrow. No. Give me 1 year. It's gonna take you a year. Okay. Miriam R just started and she's already mind blown. There's so much information. Am I right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yes.
And then I'm going to show you guys when you purchase your land how to build equity or fix the property. $1,000 in equity. I'm going to show you guys how to leverage that $10,000 to get $100,000. Okay? I'm going to show you guys how to leverage that $10,000 to get $100,000. Okay? But I'm going to teach you guys something that I had to learn myself. I'm going to do a video about the mistake I did. My first 4 or 5 years doing this. I've been doing this. Actually, I just realized I had to do this. So I've been doing this 7 years. So my first 6 years, I'm gonna show you guys, okay? In your first year, is 2 things you need to be doing. You need to be making consistent payment on your land. You need to be making consistent payment on your land. It's building equity. Just by you paying on your land, you're building equity. Just by you paying on your land, you're putting money in the bank. Your land is a savings account. When people ask you, do you have a savings account? Say yes. It's my land. I put my money in my land. I don't as inflation go up, my bank account go up. Again, as inflation go up, your bank account go up. All right? Your land is your bank account, okay? So you need to have your piece of land, okay? That's the first thing I want all my students that come in this class. I'm teaching you how to be a real estate investor, but the first thing I want you to do is own a piece of land. The second thing you're going to be doing is working on your credit. And my credit just went from a 575. You guys know I tell you the truth. I told you guys I had bad credit and everything. I was proud of it, right? My credit just jumped from a 575. I just found out yesterday to a 641 in 3 months. And I could have did it faster if I knew what I knew now. So I'm actually going to do a video. I'm going to put a video together showing you guys how I fixed my credit from 575 to 641. All right. Hey, Nadine.
Hi, I'm sorry. I lost track of time. All right.
Better late than never. I recorded it anyhow. I'm gonna put it in the class.
Thank you.
But I'm gonna show you guys my credit went from 575 to 641 in 3 months, and I could have did it sooner. I thought it was I thought it was a scam personally, but Chime is a real good resource.
Oh, I heard of them. I heard of Chime.
Chime is a very good resource.
Okay.
So what you guys gonna do, and I'm not promoting Chime. If it doesn't work out for you, don't blame me. I'm telling you what worked for me. So what happened was I downloaded Chime, right? And there's a thing inside of Chime that says, hey, it's a credit builder. I'm like, I don't have nothing to lose. I don't care about credit anyway. I just need credit to borrow money to rehab these houses. So I'm like, okay, I don't have nothing to lose. I signed up for the credit builder. What Chime does is it tracks your spending habits. So what you're going to do is you're going to link your regular bank account, and I teach you guys how to get a business bank account. Everybody need a business bank account. And you are going to run everything through your business bank account. You buy toilet paper, you buy bras, you buy food, you buy your underwear, everything you buy, okay? You donate to your church. Every money that goes out goes out through your business account. Okay? What Chime does is it tracks it. It sees your spending habits. Okay? And especially if you pay rent, what you're gonna do is you're gonna specifically, because I don't know if you guys notice now, paying rent is on time can affect your credit in good or bad. So what you guys are gonna do is you're gonna specifically tell Chime, hey, this is my rent and when it's due. And every time you pay your rent and on time, Chime helps that, sends that to the credit bureaus, and it boosts your credit. But I don't pay rent. I don't pay rent. Just by me living my life regular, and it sees I have no overdrafts or anything on my bank account, you know, I'm putting money in my bank account and I'm spending money in my bank account and I'm spending money. Just by doing that, my credit went from a 575 to a 641. And then I owed my bank, my credit card. I'm telling you guys personal stuff. That's the difference between me and other people. I'm telling you guys the real. I'm not driving no Lamborghini Rolls Royce out here lying to y'all. Okay? My credit was 575. That's why I was able to master this business, because I know I did not have good credit. So that's why I learned how to do deals creatively, because I knew I could not buy property with credit. My credit sucked, okay? But anyhow, with Chime, it really works, and I heard about it for years but thought it was a scam. Just like real estate, I heard about buying property creatively for years, but I thought it was a scam, okay? But anyhow, with Chime, and again, I'm not affiliated. It's just something that worked for me. It might not work for you. I don't know. It tracks you. You do have to give it access to your bank account. It tracks your spending and your habits, okay? And that reports to the credit bureau. And if you have good spending habits, even if you have bills that you owe, accounts that you owe, it'll still boost your credit. Because again, I owed my credit card $2,000. I made one payment of $50, okay? But that boosted my credit from 575 to 641. I'm telling you guys, this year we gonna get it. I'm telling you. If y'all just do exactly like I tell y'all to do, because I'm doing it too. I'm doing it too. And everybody that started with me 3, 4, 5 years ago, even Colette just started with me like 6 months ago. She got 2 properties. She's on her way. I promise you, in the next 2 years, Colette she gonna have a net worth of $250,000 or more. I promise you. Just from doing what I say. You guys too, Nadine, Miriam, you guys first of all, you're gonna own your properties. Then you're gonna have a network of 100,000, $250,000 or more. I promise you. Just in 2 years, just do what I tell you to do. I'm doing it too. All I'm doing is showing people what I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm showing you. I'm showing you guys in a real life situation. Okay. I tell you guys, no lie. You don't see me driving a Rolls Royce Mercedes Benz out here lying to people. You know, I'm not here to sell you no course. I don't have no course to sell you. Only thing I have to sell you is myself. One-on-one consultation. I give you myself. Okay? So when you sign up with me, you get me. Okay? So I'm telling you guys, just stick with me. And in 2 years, the first year, you got to learn this business. Anybody tell you you're going to learn this business and make $10,000, $20,000 in 1 month is a lie. It's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's possible. But realistically, it's just like going to college, going to high school. It takes 12 years through high school, 4 years through college. This real estate is going to take you a year. It's going to take you a year. Okay? But once you guys learn how to write your offers up, once you guys learn about trust, once you guys learn about your promissory notes, once you guys know about writing your letters to these sellers, once you guys have these 5 things down pack, you're going to take off flying. I promise you. And then once you get 2, 3 properties, by your 3rd property, you pretty much done figured a lot of it out. Once you get about your 3rd property, and it don't have to be property, I would say you could have 1 property, but once you get like 3 dwellings on the property, meaning 1 you live in, the other 2 you rent out, or 1 you live in, 1 is a business, and the other 1 you rent out. Once you get to that state and you making $200, $300, $400, $500 a month, $1,000 a month, all you're gonna have to do is duplicate it. That's all you're gonna have to do. All you're going to have to do is duplicate what I taught you. Now you duplicate it by yourself without my help. And I promise you, you duplicate it 2, 3 times on top of the equity that the property itself is building. In 2 years, you'll have $100,000 in the bank. And if you fix your credit, you'll be able to access that $100,000 in equity, or just get straight money from the bank and take the straight money from the bank and go buy more properties, rehab the properties. In 2, 3 years, you're sitting on a $250,000. In 5 years, a millionaire. I promise you, with my credit situation being fixed now, within the next 2 years, I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. You guys looking at a millionaire. Okay? You're looking at a millionaire in real time, doing it with you. Okay? In the past 7 years, I was able to build 100,000 to $250,000 just in equity, just for having the properties. Okay? Just in equity, just for having the properties. All right? Imagine if I had fixed my credit. Right. Okay? And I'm telling you guys, once you have $50,000 in credit, you could pretty much rehab any property. You find you a house, put down $50,000 rehabbing it, you sell it for $50,000, $100,000 profit. Boom! You take that money, go do it again 3, 4, 5 times. You're sitting on $500,000. It's easy. It's easy. I promise you. The hardest thing is this first year, learning the business. Learning the business. It's just like going to school. Miss Nadine in school right now. The hardest thing is just going to school, right? Once you learn, and I'm a contractor on top of it, and I'm gonna teach my students about dealing with contractors. Once you learn this business, you're gonna take off flying. I'm telling you, it's just the hardest part is the first year. All the information, I get it. It's a lot of information. But just get this information down, and I promise you, after the first year, you flying. I'm condensing what I learned. I might as well say what I learned in 10 years into 1 year for you guys. So all my mistakes, all the good things I did, all the bad things I did, you don't have to go through the bad things. You're going to learn from my experience. You're going to only go through the good things. If you go through the bad things, that's because you're not listening to me. But again, everybody got to learn sometimes the hard way. So it's all good. People have told me stuff all the time, and I don't listen, and I learn the hard way. We all go through it. Yep. We all go through it. You guys have any questions?
Pretty much answered one line. Just one. I'm sorry. You were talking about the credit. You were talking about your personal or your business credit?
My personal credit. My personal credit. Yep. Now, because I was already building my credit 2021, but I got sick. I was in the hospital for like 9 days. I was in the hospital. Then I was in the hospital again 2023. So for 2 years I was fighting gallbladder stones and stuff. I had my gallbladder removed a year ago. So it kind of like set me back a little bit, that situation. But again, you know what saved me? You know what saved me when I was laying in the hospital bed? You know what saved my finances? My rental income. If I didn't have that rental income, I'm telling you, if I didn't own my own property, I would have got out the hospital. My landlord would have probably had me kicked out already, and my bills wouldn't have been paid. But because I own my own property, I got cabins on my property, so I'm getting rental income, plus I own other properties. That's how I was able to still pay my life insurance, my phone bill, my insurance, like my little bills that I need to pay on top of, on top of my other land notes that I needed to pay. That's the way I was able to pay it. That's the way I was able to pay it. Yeah, I was down for like 3 months. And the way I survived was that because I am a property owner. I'm telling you guys, like a lot of you guys, you look at your situation now. If you couldn't work for 1 month, y'all tell me one at a time, whoever want to go first, what would happen to you if you could not work for 1 month, let alone 3 months? Go ahead, Miss Nadine.
I lose everything because my savings is already gone. You know what happened with my van and other bills just piled behind it. I would be 1 foot in the street or both feet in the street with my kids on my back because I paid bills for them.
Exactly. Whereas if you own a piece of land, they're not going to kick you off right away because you own it. you know what I'm saying? They can't just kick you out. Even if you own it in owner financing, they can't just kick you out. When you got something on the contract that you're buying is different from when you're renting it. Completely different. Okay? And then you all you got to do is, once you buy your land, put a cabin on it, rent it out. There's so many apps that you could download, and I'll show you guys the apps you could download, and you can offer people to come park their RV, their boat, their single wides on your land. You could rent out part of your land to somebody else, and I don't care if it's $500 a month. That's $500 a month to sustain you while you're in the hospital. While you get another job, if you lost your job. Forget about being in the hospital, just if you lost your income. If your job tell you tomorrow you're fired. Go ahead, you had something else, Miss Nadine?
Oh, I had a question for you to answer. You can answer it later. I was typing it in. I did go into contract for that property in Jasper.
Okay.
And I wanted for you to, what you was just saying, teach me what I could do to make money on it now so that I can start to put money aside to actually put a structure to rent out.
Okay. So the way that seller does it, we have to get a letter from her that she's going to allow us to use the property immediately. But more than likely, and she told us, more than likely you're going to have to pay up 25% of the principal. But from experience, if you just good with her for 6 months, you making your payments on time, she'll give you that letter to go ahead. And if you tell her what you're doing, and if what you're doing is okay by the county and city, she's good. She's good. It's just communication. Everything just communication. So
I like what you said about renting it out with RVs. I mean, I don't have to put a structure.
Nothing.
You know.
So what we gonna do? I'm gonna have you, when you get situated, because I know your van and whatever. Well, but in this time, you're gonna be making payments on the land, right?
Yes, I am.
So what I'm gonna have you do, is within the next 6 months, sometime you're gonna go down there, see the land. And what we're gonna do, if we might need to clear some trees, you're gonna clear some trees, right? But you're also gonna go to the county and get it in writing or email exactly what you could do with the land, right? We had already spoke to the seller, and I think you know, the one thing we didn't do though, I don't know if you did it, we didn't call the county.
I tried calling back, and I got sent from one office to the other, and I never got to speak to somebody. It was, call back, call this time, and you know my schedule.
Okay, so
it's
we'll do.
As a campsite, so I'm wondering if I remove the trees, can I rent it out to campers?
Right.
It's listed on the paper, campsite.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll call them sometime during the week. We'll keep calling them and everything like that. And we'll get that situated. We'll get that. We'll find out exactly what we can do with this land, okay? And then once we know exactly what we can do, we'll execute it. If we can't do nothing right away, then we can't do nothing right away. But guess what? You still own something. You still own something that, God forbid, two things gonna happen if you can't do nothing with it right away. You're building equity. Just by holding the land, you probably have, how much was the land? 7,000, 10,000?
12,900 and something.
Okay, we're in a bull market. We're in a situation where prices just keep going up. I guarantee you, in 1 year, that property is going to be worth 15 to 20,000.
Yes, I believe so. Florida's like that.
I guarantee you. Okay, even if something happens and the property become worth 5,000, guess what? It's still land. It's gonna come back one day, but it's still land. If you say to heck with it, I'm gonna go live on the land, you call the seller up, hey, situation, I'm gonna go live on the land. Boom, you go out there, set up a tent, you're not homeless.
Mm-hmm.
You and your offsprings have some people do it. People do it all the time. They go in a vehicle, they set up a tent, they set up a big old tent. You got people who done lost everything. People think it cannot happen to them. They make $50,000, $100,000 a year. They living good. Then they end up in a hospital or they lose their job and they living in their vehicle. Everybody think it cannot happen to them until it happens to them. Now you back at your mama house or somebody house where last year you was in a Mercedes, living good in Jamaica on vacation, living a great life. You know, you got a great career. Everybody got a great career until your health fails and you cannot even work in your career. This is why I tell people, even if you have a great career, your health can fail. You can have a great career and the best health in the world. You cannot predict if you're going to come out here on this road and somebody run into you and now you paralyzed. Not you, not us, but I'm just saying in general, you end up paralyzed. What are you going to do now? You own nothing. Okay? What if you could be sitting in your house? You could be sitting in your house. I saw that, Miss Nadine. You could be sitting in your house. We saw the girl got shot sleeping in her bed. Resting in her bed, the police shot her. Okay? And the boy, it could have been the boyfriend got shot too. And they have a baby together. Now who's going to take care of the baby? Okay? I'm telling you guys, you have to own something. You have to own or control something where even if all you have is your vehicle, you could go park your vehicle on your land and live there until you figure it out. I'm telling you. But in the meantime, your property is gaining equity.
Yes.
I'm not telling you guys to go buy 10, 20 properties and become a millionaire tomorrow, or you guys are gonna make $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month. I'm not telling you guys to quit your jobs or anything. What I'm telling you guys is to own a piece of land to secure yourself.
Yes, I agree.
Renting is not securing yourself. You're just living comfortably. Comfortability and security is two different things. I rather security than comfortability. If I have to be uncomfortable to have security, I rather my security. I rather my security. Being comfortable could end any day. Any day you could be uncomfortable. But knowing I could go park my truck and live on my land and plant some seeds and get some chickens and have some eggs. I could eat eggs every day until my vegetables come in. You know, we had eggs for dinner last night, right, babe? We could just get some dang chickens and grow some eggs. I mean, have some eggs every day. I know people that live off of eggs. That's all they live off of is eggs. I know people like that, like real talk. I had a god sister. She was a vegetarian, but the only thing she ate was eggs. That's it. And I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but you still need to have one place. One place. I'm not saying 20 places, and I'm not saying to start making $10,000 a month. I'm saying you need to have one place you can go to live. You can make a little bit of residual income. I don't care if it's $100, $200 a month. Okay. And it's your security if you lose your health, if you lose your job. One place. Everybody, you could keep your apartment, but still have some piece of land, still have one place. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You got to make that sacrifice. People be like, I can't afford it. Do you smoke? Stop smoking. Do you drink? Stop drinking. Do you play a lot of gambling? I do a little gambling, you know. But whatever your habit is, you might have to make that sacrifice and stop that habit. You buy clothes, shoes, you like to go out to eat. I'm telling you, you gotta make that sacrifice. You gotta make that sacrifice. I read a quote and I posted it. Basically, if you're not willing to lose, you'll never win. But once you figure out what you're willing to lose, if you're willing to lose $200 a month, now you know, man, I'm willing to lose $200 a month, smoking, drinking, buying clothes, going out to eat. Them same $200, you can use it to win. Whatever you're willing to sacrifice that's causing you to lose, you can use it to win. So take them $200 and make that make that that land payment. You sacrificing it anyway. Take them $200 and make that land payment. And it's not forever. It's gonna be for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You're gonna pay off your land. And I don't care if you do any, my goal is for everybody that listen to me to have one piece of land. I know a girl right now, she's been owning her land like 3 years. She said she's on Section 8 and food stamps, but she said she'll never sell her land. I said, dang, you smart. She said, but she want to go live on her land so bad. And I said, don't worry about it. You got the land. Just, you good. Just pay your taxes. But she said she at the point now where she's so frustrated, she don't even care about being comfortable in a house anymore. She'll go live on her land and live in a tent. She says she just rather be in nature. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people getting to that point where you realize being comfortable is really hurting you. It's really hurting your health. Sitting up in the air condition causing cancer. Freon caused cancer. We wonder why America is the #1 place for cancer, because everybody's sitting up in the air condition. Think about the one thing we all have in common. Sitting up in the air condition. We're not outside in nature, walking around in nature, breathing the fresh air. Being comfortable is actually killing us. We're not growing our own food because we want to be comfortable and go to the grocery store where they give us these GMO fake apples and fruits. Being comfortable is actually killing us. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all. Oh, any more questions, or who want to go next? What would happen to you if you lost your income instantly, or you got in a car accident? Not you personally, but just hypothetically. Are you in position to where you could go out on some land and just be okay? I know you are, Colette. Colette could go on a resort. Yeah. So you guys have any more questions or comments? If not, I'm going to go eat dinner. And I'm going to set this video on replay so you guys can rewatch this video. So don't worry about it. It's going to be on replay. You can rewatch the video. And
thank you.
You're welcome, guys.
Okay, yes, thank you. Nice, productive meeting. I learned a lot. And
very productive.
Yes.
All right, y'all. So my students, I'll see y'all Tuesday night, 8 p.m., okay?
Yes.
Okay. Love you guys. Okay, thank you.
Good night, everybody. Okay.
All right. For those of you on YouTube, get in my mastermind. 754-229. Those of you on Facebook and YouTube, get in my mastermind. 754-229-0940. 754-229-0940. I'm telling you guys, this is how we get down. Peace.